landlords should be judged by their deeds, not by their wealth. Now, obviously, I've seen a few of these articles over the last year or so.
Yes.
And this is, I think, quite an emotive. Even in the seminar we did last week here at the HF Towers, was actually just because we happen to have more than one property. Does that necessarily mean that we are wealthy, greedy individuals? I think the problem is that we are not seen as landlords as suppliers of housing.
That's right. We're seen as profiteers. Well, landlords are seen as profiteers of a system of capitalism, let's call it.
Why should you have two when I haven't even got one?
Yeah. Why should you be making a profit?
Absolutely.
So I agree, and this is what this is. That article in particular was one landlord saying we could help improve the profile of landlords by saying it's not about the wealth, it's about how good we are as a landlord.
Absolutely.
The wealth then follows, and if you're a good landlord, all the tenants don't mind that you're making money out of them because you're providing a good housing service.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's going to take a while to get to that position, but
big old job.
Yeah.
Well, there were 5 top articles. I hope everyone found that a little bit interesting. I will put a caveat on all of this. This is coming from the readership. These are the top articles. Now, of course, the market is in turmoil at the moment. There's a lot of, we've had however many housing ministers, we've had however many U-turns and white papers on this sector for some time. And I think what people say to me is, look, we listen to your podcast, we listen to your education and your advice, but we want to know what's happening. And I think the difficulty we all find is that there are so many U-turns. I mean, the number of stories that are coming out at the moment, Nigel, across all of your publications, I mean, it's very difficult to navigate what is reality, what is going to happen, and what's not going to happen.
It is, and certainly one of my parting words would be that, or shots would be that when change comes, it never happens quite as fast as everyone thinks it's going to happen. Affecting change in a democracy on the level at which we are currently facing, both within property market and elsewhere, never happens just like next day suddenly you've got X, Y, and Z to change. You have to have a consensus. And I suspect this podcast is part of forming that consensus. You know, people watching this, listening to this, may not agree with us, but at least we are here discussing it together.
Absolutely.